Good day, everybody. How y'all doing? Back for another weekly outlook. This is the week of Sunday, December 28th, 2025, going into the week of the first week of 2026. And today is actually Saturday, December 27th, that I'm doing this outlook. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and get into what I normally do: AU, EU, GU, and UJ. And outside of that, we're also going to be doing DXY. So starting off with DXY, what happened last week was I came to the market and I seen that the market was overall selling. At the time it was buying, but due to the buying, I, I predicted what I wanted to see for a buy. That never came up. And just ultimately just did what the overall trend was doing, which was selling. So I continued to sell. So what I see this week for the DXY is looking at this current trend and compared to the previous trend, it has continued to sell and it is selling right now. We do have a loss of volume, but it's not low volume divergence. So with that, I'm still looking for a sell. As long as it doesn't break the impetus level, we are still good. Now, more specifically, because it has corrected, it's not a correction that I like to particularly participate with. So I would like to see the market come lower, create a new lower low, then give me that ABC correction that I'm looking for selling to this zone potential. So with that being said, the dollar index is selling. So AU, EU, GU should be buying, or as I've seen, they're doing something similar to this is where they are buying and they have a loss of volume. So, it could be a temporary shift or a long-term shift this week in the market, from what I currently see as of right now. Moving on over to EU though. All right, last week when I looked at the markets, I looked at this trend compared to this trend that was currently here, this impulse, I mean, and I said overall was selling, but at that moment that I had analyzed the market, I said it was buying. And in order for me to participate in that buy, I wanted to maybe see that correction. But as we see, it just, it really just continued to buy the whole entire week. Therefore not giving me any opportunity if I was to trade on this high of a time frame. But nonetheless, that's how that played out. And what I see as of right now, what I see as of right now is looking at this trend compared to the previous trend. This is the impulse here, so my bias direction is bullish. Now, there is a great loss of volume, right? This is low volume divergence. So for me, I would not be participating in buys. In order for me to participate in a buy, I would need to see market continue higher and a lot of volume come in there, to at least get halfway. I want to see beyond halfway. Then it might be see correction. But with the loss of volume, I do foresee, if the volume doesn't come back in and structure is broken, this will look good for potential reversal. Same thing. Um, I would like to have my ABC correction and then I can target lower prices. So as of right now, it is buying but with loss of volume. So I would like to see structure broken so that way I can take this to the downside or potential sell. Moving on over to EU, quite similarly to AU. So what happened last week is at the time of me coming to the markets, I said it was buying overall and selling at the moment. Um, Being that it was selling, I said what I wanted to see for it to continue selling. But didn't get that. It just continued in its overall bias direction, which was buy. It did not create a higher high yet though. So interesting with that there, how that played out. Now for this week though. Just looking at current trends, I have this trend compared to the previous trend. This currently is the correction that we're in. Um, as a broke structure here, right? Without a problem. So overall direction is bullish, right? Market is buying overall, but as right now it is selling, meaning that it is currently selling. Not a problem with that. What I would like to, and it has a pullback right now, but what I would like to see is market can continue, go ahead and continue lower, and then give me that ABC type correction that I like to see, or targeting lower prices. Moving on to GU. So GU was in this huge range last week, and I because it didn't have like a clear direction. I just I had my two levels, one level here, and then I said essentially what I wanted to see if it broke out either direction. And price ended up going higher, maybe going higher and a little bit higher. um, didn't give me any type of correction that I wanted to see participate. But with the data that I have now this week, though, looking at this trend compared to consolidation up in here, market overall buying, right? This is it is correcting. It has corrected. Now, in order for me to continue to want to buy, price first needs to create a higher high. Right now, we do have a loss of volume. With that in mind, this could be looking similar to what I said with EU. Actually, it could be selling, right? So if there's not a lot of volume in this new higher high that potentially can be created, I'm not going to be looking for a buy opportunity. I'm more so going to be looking for um, a sell opportunity going down, right? After my ABC correction, like target lower prices. Buy. Yes. And then last but not least, we have yen futures, not UJ. So this is inverse to what UJ is. But essentially, what I said last week is looking at this trend compared to the previous trend. I said that the market was overall buying and it was at that time selling. And market didn't sell it lower at all. All it did was correct. It didn't correct the structure that I'm looking at, but this fractal structure within it has corrected, and actually it bought for the week within this internal structure. But again, I'm not looking at the structure. I'm looking at my indicator here. So as right now, it has corrected, right? But it's not a correction that I'm looking for. Um, you know, I wanted to have something looking somewhat like my zigzag tool. I didn't get that. And if the market does continue to sell, great. Um, but it's not something that I'm willing to participate in. Being just that they give me the type of correction that I'm looking for. Uh, so as of right now, again, the yen futures is selling, but the overall bias is a buy. So with that being said, if I do want to need to sell, prices need to go ahead and essentially create a lower low. And they give me my correction. And if price wants to continue buying, that's also fine too. Uh, just gonna be patient, wait to see what I would like to see, then I participate. That's my outlook for this week. Thank y'all for watching. Hopefully, you all are able to follow along with how I view the market. And yep, y'all have a great week. Happy New Year.